We are live from the Fertitta Center in Houston for CSBA in prime time. That's right. It's been a while. We are in prime time. Mitchell Blockinson in the house. What up, Alex? What's going on, buddy? Welcome to game number 3 of the night in prime time. Stanford making their debut against the Houston Cougars. What are you looking forward to in this game, my friend? And obviously, welcome back to the broadcast booth.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to how both these teams will revamp. Obviously, like the other 3-4 teams, they went through drastic change. But I'm willing to see like how they take on the circumstances of a bunch of guys leaving. Like especially from that Houston side, you had Legion of Slugs leaving, which was a decent loss for them. You had a lot of guys leave Stanford, of course, notably Seymour Butts, but I love what Gordo and Houston, of course, have done in the past off season.
Yeah, I actually messaged him. I actually messaged him today. It's funny you said that. I said, I didn't see it at the time, but as I was doing their tendencies today and kind of just looking overall, generally of how Stanford was constructed, I actually messaged Gordo and I said props. I didn't realize. I know some of the names probably weren't the household names, but as I kind of looked at like the makeup of the Cardinal, I'm really impressed with what they did.
Yep, they're willing to show to the CSBA world that the Cardinal is or are here. I really don't know what to do with a team name that isn't plural. Really,
it's hard. There's not many. There's only a small handful in college basketball, believe it or not.
Yeah, but you have to go like really deep to find something other than Stanford to find a non-plural nickname.
Yes, sir. There are. The Red Storm, the Orange Men. Yeah. There are. It's just there's not many.
Yeah, St. John.
K-Dog, this is 2K, buddy. Harris for 3, no good. Parker.
That's a really nice putback from Parker there.
Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the Cardinals do. Cardinal.
Cardinal.
I mean, well, I could say Cardinals, but in this particular case, because I'm talking about all of them plurally. But
Yeah.
But the Cardinal is a solid team. I really liked what they did. Their team together. Houston, though, obviously making that Final Four run. I think they're going to be primed. There's some new players on the squad. Tony Bricks, a guy you're going to want to keep an eye on this season. I believe Earl Flint Jr., another player for Houston you're going to want to keep an eye on. Some freshmen that added to a very veteran squad on this Houston Cougar team. Again, making the Final Four last season. Peter Packer, I almost called him Peter Parker. Brandon Incognito, Courtney Harris, Attica Bryce, and So Brotherman, all returning. Incognito, I think I mentioned, all returning from last year's Final Four teams. So I'd say about 2/3 of the team, Alex.
Yeah, let's see what they do with like a better schedule than last season, as some people thought. They had a light schedule to that #1 seed, but I think they could prove them wrong. They were just short of the title this last season, but I feel like they could come back for that quest.
Cornbread Maxwell. Gotta give the old cornbread call. We haven't done that in a month. Flint.
Woo!
Earl Flint Jr. Again, there's going to be some players right now, I can tell you, that are going to be up there for a Freshman of the Year award. Alvin Iverson, we saw earlier tonight, definitely a guy you're going to want to keep your... Yeah, he had a great game, great debut. He's going to be a guy you're going to want to watch. And again, I think you're going to need to keep an eye on Earl Flint Jr. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to make a name for himself this season.
Or hear me out here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Zachary Monk. It's been my dog already.
Who is that?
Zachary Monk.
No, yeah, I mean, listen. NC State, I'm looking to see what you guys are able to do. I'm excited to get the Wolfpack back into the CSBA. It should be fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely up to the challenge of not having the roster that Csba has, but...
Hey, listen, Alex, I go back. Gordo will attest this because I know you're friendly with him. Kay Howie, when he first started, his team was abysmal. His team was really good by the time he left. So, some things are made overnight, some things are not. I mean, we've seen teams try to be put together. I go back to a couple seasons ago. Oregon State had a monster recruiting season, and they started the season 0-5. They just were not performing the way they should. Yeah, I think it was season 8.
Yeah, so I think that was literally the moment I joined the CSBA.
Yeah. But they were supposed to be. They were expected to do phenomenal. So, not
probably just a schedule.
Yeah, I don't even. It just could be game plans. It was the new arcs. It's a combination of a lot of different things. So, I look at the history. I look at the success Tennessee had with Kane, with Kay there, and then, like I said, we've seen people have struggled too. So just because their names are there doesn't mean that it's going to be instant success either. So you guys, all you got to do is build that foundation and work it up.
Yeah, I feel like Houston, they're just shooting at will right now. I feel like they've been doing 12 shot attempts in the first 4 minutes too.
They still got a 1-point game. Cardinal doing a nice job right now. This game, I will say right now too, Alex, is that there hasn't been a lot of fast breaks right now. So this game is tight right now. Yeah,
and I love Gordo's defensive planning. I think that it works out for sure. The new system he came up with, I'm not going to specify even more, but I feel like that kind of could be a factor for success for the Cardinal team. I think their defense will be prevalent to their success.
Yeah, and I'd like to see them have a successful season in the Pac-12. I think the Pac-12 will be interesting to watch this season too. Obviously, C-Web taking over Gonzaga. I'm excited.
I think the only person that does not want to see that is probably Mitch.
For sure. Shot clock violation there. Good defense there by Houston. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see where they go.
Yeah, and definitely within this new Stanford squad, kind of kind of feels funny seeing a guy wear 23 and not it being Watkinson, but that's all about the CSBA. Like, I laughed. But...
Max Dent with a deep 3 there. 13-11.
Yeah, I'm loving Houston so far. Defensive-wise, I feel like their efficiency needs some work, but yeah, I mean, that's the layup.
Well, there's going to be some new pieces for sure.
Yeah, a lot of freshmen or sophomores, depending if they're progression green or blue chip paid.
Yep. 3 ball for Stanford. Woo. Bang!
They're catching on fire right now.
Yeah, for sure. Nice 3 ball there from Manning Ivy. I have to look up the defense.
I thought he was going to go full Kobe fade on that, not going to lie.
Max Dent again for 3. Bang again!
That's a high percentage shot when you're wide open.
Yes, sir. And the Cardinals shooting 67%, but Houston's starting to get a little hot here. They trail by 1. What's up, Kay? Welcome to...
I personally wouldn't have tried a nuke there, but that is such a great read. Fortunate that he wasn't able to knock that down.
I was just singing Kay's praises a minute ago, so... I don't know if you heard me
Really,
talk.
what do you say?
No, I was saying Kay's praises.
Oh, okay.
Ivy for 3. Bang!
Archie Ivy, I believe that's Gordo's new player.
Yeah, and Manning is Kay's guy, so the Twins at Stanford looking to take the Pac-12 by storm. Of course, buddy. Hey, listen, you know, there are stories about CSBA lore and how some teams build over time. Some put them together for instant success, and some, you know, dwindle in the mire, stuck in the mud and the mire. So, you know, you got to remember, there's 36 teams. Not everybody's going to have success. It's like watching a NASCAR race, right? Only one team's going to walk away with a win.
Yeah, 360 players, and only 10 of them will be a champion.
Yep. 64 in the stream. I love the 60s tonight. We've been in 60 all night long, so appreciate the continued support. And the best game in prime time right here.
And for all the coaches out here, bring y'all greens to get some points up in here. Definitely need for some development.
Sir.
I didn't know what else to say, but
no, you're on point, Alex. You're on point. 19-15, high screen, pick and roll action here. Nothing doing. Ivy gonna dump it off to Blunt. Now back over to May. Defense here by the Cougars. Manning Ivy for 3. Bang! Woo. And right now, the Cardinal 4 or 5 from downtown, Alex.
Yeah, they're shooting some great shots out there for sure.
You're going to laugh at me with this comment, and it's going to sound really stupid, but the Cardinal, if you watch Pac-12 basketball in real life, I feel like I'm watching a Pac-12 team in the Cardinal in the way they're built.
Really? Well, Pac-12 at night always just hits hard. Shame they're going to go away, but in real life.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like the true Pac-12 team, like the team that embodies the entirety of the spirit of the Pac-12, though, that kind of would be Washington State for some reason. I feel like in basketball IRL, they've been perfect. I feel like Stanford could probably, you could go on with the end of the first quarter, folks. Stanford up 22-17 against Houston. Hang into the second quarter. Tight game a little bit, just with some of Houston's weird start out. They shot so many shots, it was unbelievable, but they're still in this.
Yeah, for sure. Great first quarter. You know, I don't know if Houston's showing their hand in this one either, based on the way they're running their lineup too. So there's that. That's not taking anything away from the way the Cardinals have played. As Cornbread Maxwell with a nice take as Flint Jr. And that's a nice matchup to watch between those two guys. I think they're matched up.
Personally, I think that Stanford might have had the best transfer class in terms of filling in their needs with serviceable guys like McMaple, Bacon, especially Cornbread Maxwell. But yeah, I feel like they could get on a potential run, but definitely Houston as well. But if this was like a regular season game, I'd probably think this would be one of the best games of the season.
Bold statement right there, Alex. That's a bold thing, going out on a limb on that one.
Really? I don't know if it's my G-bias or it's just that.
No, you're good. You're good. I get it. But no, I can tell you my teams. I think the teams to watch this season, in my eyes, I'm going to give you my top 5. Doesn't mean shit because none of these teams have played, but on paper, I got UConn.
So do I.
I got Houston. I got Ohio State.
Obvious choice.
I probably would say Michigan, just from some of the way the returners that have come back. And I probably, I would have to say, I want to say Kentucky would probably be the 5th.
Yeah, Broad Street.
That's my top 5. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, yeah, if you want to hear out mine was Stanford, Houston, NC State. I'm playing around.
I was gonna say, sir, we need to see what you've been smoking.
Definitely Kentucky in my eyes. Did I say Houston already?
I think you did. I think you said you agreed with me. So. And
then I probably deep shot.
Wow, Cornbread.
Like 29 now.
That was almost by the H. That was in between, just shy of the H. That was deep.
Wow. Okay.
Please, somebody sign up Cornbread for the 3-point contest, and a match on the other side is good. Bang. Yeah. Courtney Harris from downtown. Sorry, go ahead.
For my next 2 teams, I would probably have Iowa, and after that, I'll probably say Duke as the worst team instead of ever putting them in the top 5. But
Mitch, Duke. All right, we'll go teams 6 through 10 for me. I would say North Carolina, Duke, for sure. I'm gonna say, I don't know if I'm ready to put Iowa there yet. At least not yet. I gotta see them play.
I just like how the roster's built. Yeah.
Gonzaga and Oregon. Oregon might be closer to 10, in my opinion. And then I think you're going to have, it's kind of that 8, 9, 10 area. You're probably going to be looking at Arkansas. You're going to probably be looking at, I forgot all about Michigan State. Forgive me. Michigan State's got to be in there. That's going to be it. It's going to be tough. There's a lot of freaking good teams in this league right now.
Yeah, I mean, you have guys like Zaytoven in South Carolina that feel like they have a good roster, but I think they could edge out as a 4 seed, and normally I'd probably have them in the top 10 range before
Yeah, I think for me, Stanford probably in the mid-teens. The mid to low teens, I think. Right as of right now. Again, this is as of right now. This is where my head is. Knowing the rosters and wherever they are, I mean, listen, they're holding their own right now with Houston. So, but then again, I don't know what if Houston is sandbagging or not in this game. So we'll have to see.
I think they're just testing things out.
Yep. Tony Bricks can't get it to go. This is the guy to watch right there on the boards. Packer.
Peter Packer has a piper. Peter Packer has a pack. I can't do a tongue twister.
Peter Piper picked a pack of peppers. Can you tell me how many packs of peppers did Peter pack? See, no. I could get it. I could get close.
12. A dozen. 3. I'm just gonna spaz out random numbers, but let's see what the heck they're going to do. Chuck up a shot like that.
Cornbread does not get it away in time.
Yeah, I don't know if that was like ISO or something, but that was like an ISO call.
I will say this about Stanford and what I like so far is the rotations and the way these guys are playing together. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's Courtney Harris with a nice.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw that starting five from Gordo, I was like really interested to see how that plays out with all these new guys. But I feel like their benching has been really strong too.
Yeah, I could see Bacon taking a step up, aka Basketball Jesus, Basketball Jesus 2.0, taking a step up this season. His freshman year was kind of unimpressive, but I have a good feeling about him, especially in this offense. Courtney Harris, another guy, Alex. Courtney Harris, a guy really stepped it up on the latter part of last season. I expect to see him take a huge step this season.
Yeah, I mean, you should expect that from a top recruit like him. I mean, that season 8 recruiting class was special. Counting me.
Yeah, because we know your bias. There's always I'm just kidding after the comment that comes with it. Just busting your chops, buddy. Good game though, 32-31, best of the night for sure so far.
Hopefully it just doesn't fall apart like basically every single game I've called in the booth.
Maybe you're the bad luck. I'm crossing you off the calendar for all the games. Wow, tough bucket. That was deep and tough.
Wait, so who are you calling the bad luck for games?
I'm not calling anybody. I'm just making a joke. Nice fadeaway though, but that was that was Shaq Jr. from the corner.
Well, yeah, I was actually really enthused on him within the entire offseason. But I didn't really offer him, I think.
Double team comes. O'Neal in the corner. He's going to fire it up. Dorino.
That is not the Shaquille O'Neal I remember.
Stretch 5. Shaq
That
Jr.
might be the least Shaquille O'Neal I've ever seen.
I know. He doesn't fit the mold for Shaq, but
yeah.
Respect anyway. It doesn't mean the apple has to fall far from the tree.
I'm going to be the most biased possible in this perspective, but in terms of like dominance, I'm really the Shaq of this game. The only reason why is because I had a 30% free throw percentage last season.
No offense.
Probably will be my career high in free throw percentage.
No offense, but the best back to the basket big in the CSBA, in my opinion, is Scottie McNeil.
I don't blame you, but he went missing against guess who?
Yes, sir. And the one that he was taking. No, you guys are the same arc, so not surprised.
Yeah. He was like 2 for 8 on my squad one time, bro. He was all about that off-game stuff, but you know who locked him up. Me and Loki, of course. So.
Yes, sir. Well, you also, it was a 2-on-1. Two big bigs on him.
Yeah. I feel like the 2 bigs scheme, if you put like the most gigantic man ever at power forward and another gigantic man at center, it's always going to work.
Never say never. Never say always, rather. Ivy contested 3, no good. Well, the reason I say it doesn't necessarily going to always work is King puts that one back. The reason I say that is the speed of those arcs. They're the slowest arcs in the entire 75 arc.
Yeah, I'm aware. Like so. I honestly get triggered by how slow I am. That's how bad it is. But I won't do anything about it. I love being basically a fat ass on court.
Nice take there. Foul.
And
Anakin Bryson.
This has been a great second quarter for Houston, man.
Yeah, they stepped it up here. They missed a couple here and there, but Stanford needs to step it up and continue to play the way they've played here so far. High screen comes. Ivy.
Shoot the ball, Archie.
3 ball up, front rim, no good. Brown, wrangle around with the rebound. Here comes Max Stent the other way. Dumps it off to Bryson. Now gets it over to Incognito. They're gonna hold. They're gonna hold for 1 here, Alex.
Yeah, that's smart from Brandon out there. Get that final shot. Get some momentum if you make it.
3 ball up, no good. So at the end of that, so at the end of the half, 40-35 in prime time. As Houston has a 5-point lead as we head to the half. Hey, Alex, talk to me a little bit about this first half. What did we see? Who's impressed you so far?
Well, I think that both sides in different aspects of quarters have impressed me. First quarter, Stanford, they came out swinging, but I'm more impressed how Houston kept that game close from the jump start. A little inefficient, got their act together. Both teams have made some big plays defensively and from the arc, and just really trying to see who's the more dominant and who has the better shot creating and better shot IQ in general for what comes in the second half. I truly think this possibly could have like a nice ending to a Monday night primetime.
Yeah, it should be a good one. We'll see. We'll see what the second half holds for us to see if the Cardinal can stay with it.
And we're back at half with a player of the first half. Who is that? That would be Cornbread Maxwell for Stanford, putting up 9 minutes, and definitely been creating some nice shots out there for sure.
40-35. Love me some cornbread. That was a big get for them. I'm not gonna lie. I think Cornbread is gonna I think he's gonna be back to the player that I've always expected of him. I think, no offense, when he was at Gonzaga, I feel like he was misused. I feel like he has so much potential. He's just got 2 more seasons left in him. But the years at Gonzaga, I felt like he was supposed to be that spark plug off the bench, but there was just so much talent at Gonzaga that. And there is only 1 ball, so that's the hard part with some of these, these really good players, Alex, that get kind of stocked on. They get in a stacked roster. Guys don't achieve their potential. You have to have stars with role players. You can't have a team of 10 stars. There's just 1 ball. There's not. Yes, dude, can they win a championship? Yeah, but you'll never get to see the full potential of some of these players. When they're all stacked together like that.
Well, that's why Ted Stern is the worst head coach ever. And worst 3-point contest contender ever, too.
I think Alex just said F Ted Stern. Oh, my God. Ouch. For my boy Ted Stern. Don't hate on him. 41-37. I just want to know if Stafarian's going to get any points here tonight, and if he doesn't, is Percy going to rage quit? That's what I want to know. What's the odds on that one tonight? Love you, Perce. Nice job there, boys. Put back. He's probably twitching right now, being in a red uniform. Bricks for 3, rims in and out.
Now, me personally, Percy, I would not take that.
Must not have been that impressive because I didn't see it. Oh, I love it. Packer, the alley-oop. Nice alley there.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, if we're not having fun, what's the sense?
Smells really bad if you're talking about the scent.
Yes, sir. McMaple Bacon will pick and roll with Blaylock. He's going to go to the line as Harris fouls him. It was a layup alley-oop, and it must have been unimpressive. Kidding. It's a joke. Ooh, 1 of 2 for Bacon. Now to Flint. Pull-up jumper is no good. Rims in and out. Blaylock snatches the block. And Cornbread Maxwell with the layup.
That man, Blaylock, is that man's first name Mookie or not?
It's Stacy.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, how could I forget?
Formerly of the Berwyn Bellringers last season.
Every single time I think of Blaylock, I just think of Pearl Jam, that's why.
I don't see that connection, but...
Mookie Blaylock and Pearl Jam, you don't know?
Well, I know Mookie Blaylock. I know who Mookie Blaylock was. He used to play for the Nets and the Atlanta Hawks, but I don't know the connection with Pearl Jam.
Was originally named Mookie Blaylock.
Oh, that I didn't know. I honestly did not know that. No lie. Like, legit. I know I'm old, and I actually like Pearl Jam a lot. Saw them in concert. They were great, but...
Yeah, I mean, heck, I think that 10 was also Mookie Blaylock's jersey number 2.
By the way, Stacey King and Mookie Blaylock car, I remember that so well. I remember those guys. Bricks for 3. No good. He's not been able to find the twine. Cornbread Maxwell in transition, and that's what he can do.
He's been on fire.
He is a player. Cornbread Maxwell. He's a scoring 5 two-way mid-range maestro. Fun to watch. He's got some skills. Good save there by Flint. Pull-up jumper, outstretched hands. Nobody did boxing out. Packer counted him 1. And the Rasta man, Rasta Stafarian, with the foul, his 3rd.
Oh.
Can't have any cornbread without some bacon. Free throw up and good by Packer. Yeah, cornbread's going to eat this season. I know it. Bacon for 3. Bang!
But what is he exactly going to eat? Cornbread?
I hope so.
Is that cannibalism?
You were a weird dude. Has some sick sense of humor there. Packer!
I'm just saying, if cornbread ever eats a cornbread, that should be considered cannibalism. How I think that
Alex, you're killing me right now. Packer with this. I know, it's in a good way. I'm laughing. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing in general.
Like, if there was ever a mod that could just change the entirety of an appearance to a player to a cornbread, that should be done in Cornbread Maxwell.
All right, you're getting a little wonky now. Reel it in. So brotherman for 2. Yo, he greened it like a sprout and you didn't even say anything. I'm so disappointed.
Okay, I'm leaving.
4 minutes to go in the 3rd. 2-point ball game. Coco here for the junk stream. I think Alex is a little drunk with the last 5 minutes of this conversation.
Me out of all people.
No, I know, I'm joking. Nice block by Shaq Jr.
Jeez.
And gets the rebound. Floater in the lane, too strong. Good defense there by Stanford to get a hand up. May for 3. Rims in and out. Oh, that was halfway down before popping out. And then a foul away from the play gives Houston the ball back.
Woo.
56 up into the stream. Appreciate your wall. Numbers have been insane all night. Appreciate you all for the continued support. I think we've averaged over 60 tonight. Tonight we're at 56 right now, but we've averaged over 60 for the night for sure. I think our high was 71, so appreciate it.
Gifted just shows that people are hyped.
Yeah, I gifted a few subs. So, appreciate you all. 4.5 weeks, record time to flip the season. I think we've never done it that quick.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised, especially when you're transitioning back to something you originally had the season before.
Well, the transition back was easier than the transition to. Because I had all the jerseys, I had the courts, the arenas. Yeah. It was just flipping the files. That part was the easy part.
Yeah, for sure. And there's like so many players in the pool this season. Though.
That is what I spent a lot of time on.
Yeah, and the store and like the little job stuff. You spent a long time. You need to get some sleep after tonight, bro. Like seriously.
I was to say last night I got hit a point, Alex, where I literally was like, all right, I have to go to sleep. There's like I'm moving so slow that I wasn't even. Something that should have took me 10 minutes took me like 45.
Dude, I've pulled all nighters before and all that, but like you should not be awake for that long.
Well, the 17 hours I started at 10 a.m. and I went till 3:30 in the morning. I only stopped to eat and use the restroom.
That is some dedication, man.
Well, I wanted to make sure we got ourselves out the door on Monday like I had promised. You know, some people hold me accountable to my deadlines. Just saying. Cough.
Yeah.
Because God knows if I don't deliver when I say I'm supposed to, I get chastised. That's all in good. That's all in good fun. I'm in all honesty, I wanted to get us off on time. It's true. I really did because I didn't want to push it back another week. We had really good momentum, and I did not want to lose that.
For those tournaments. Wait, did you already announce those tournaments or something? Or
what's that?
Did you already announce like the tournaments that we're having?
Yes, I did, but there are a lot of people that might not, and I think it's a good thing. Maybe I'll make the announcements as a reminder tomorrow if I can find the time. Just a reminder who's in what tournament.
Yeah.
Now we got the tracker sheet up today. That was good. I know that was a huge.
That was nice.
A few props from a bunch of people that were extremely happy to have that back. Except it's a better version, so we don't have to worry about resetting it every season. It should be good as long as nobody messes up the formulas before they copy it.
I've never been more hyped for a season, though, especially coming across as like a baby head coach.
No offense, I will say this. I think there's a nice deep shot there. I think people took it I think there are a lot of people took for granted what we had prior. And I'm not saying listen, I loved the rebrands. There was some funness behind it. There's still parts of it that I'm going to miss. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
As identities were being born, but it's a lot harder to market to when people know the history of some of these schools, right? So there's that element.
Yeah,
but in full actuality, like I think people truly realize what we had. And, they didn't miss it till it was gone. So.
Yeah, I feel like it could have gone on for, like, even a tiny little longer, but because of, like, all your hard work making this thing and all. But I'm glad we got the colleges, too, man. It just, I feel like for some people, they're comfortable with it. And I was really comfortable with the rebrands, too. From last season, I thought Quantico was probably the best rebrand out of all that.
Yeah, there were some good ones, and I know that a lot of people will say that. Get those forwards up in Stream Chat. Fourth quarter coming your way here.
Oh yeah, all forwards in chat.
State Farm assist
the
game.
Having like a podcast instead of calling a game at this point.
Hey, listen, that's what part of preseason is about. It's not to me as we get going, as the season gets going, as we start to know the players and kind of get away from just the hype talk and stuff like that. We'll get into the percentages and all that fun stuff and talking about that things. But like, part of this is a conversation.
Yeah, and I've been having like real discussions on how to like calculate stats and all that. I wanted to create some of the silliest advanced stats known to man for the CSBA alone. Just calculate every game all myself for some garbage stats. Trust me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we would love that if you could bring it to the table for sure.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, with like how I have like 3 tests every day, though, that's gonna be tough.
You'll find some time.
Yeah.
DT Hall, I love it. It's not the postseason, DT Hall. That's why it does it. That's why he made him. If it's the postseason, you miss. Can't handle the pressure. Counted it 1 his brother, man. That's so funny. That's why I love our community. We can have some fun with it. And there's always some fun story or a comment that just goes sideways and it makes for a fun broadcast. Stanford though showing they're for real here. Gotta say I'm impressed from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, this is definitely a competition.
And that's the guy right there. He's got 17. I'm telling you,
Porter found something special for sure.
He is going to have a breakout season. I know it. I feel it in my bones. Especially if he is the focal point of this offense. It is built for him. The question is will they keep that? Will he be the focal point or not?
Well, I feel like there are a couple of focal points, so mainly Cornbread Maxwell. I feel like this is a type of offense to get a lot of people involved in. There's just like helping their other teammates out, but Cornbread Maxwell, he's been thriving today.
Hey, Carr, I've been saying that for a while, and I said it before, you have not been utilized properly, so. You know, I think people forget, this is just, obviously we're shooting from the hip here, but think about it. Look at Riddle did Ware, right? I mean, used off the bench at Georgetown, never was a focal piece, never was the guy, the go-to guy. Look at what he did last season. He almost had 20 points per game average. You know, I think Cornbread's going to have a similar type of breakout season. Don't be surprised if he's the comeback player of the year.
But what does he really come back from?
Oh, maybe not comeback player, but breakout, you know.
I mean, is he coming back from having absolutely no love from his coaches?
Yeah, maybe it's the breakout of the year award coming from Gonzaga and playing under Ted Stern.
Yeah. I feel like playing for the Stern Gonzaga days should be just the primary reason to get contention for a Player of the Year award anyways.
Flint!
Because you've gone through so many adversity dealing with the worst head coach of all time.
No, it's
which is C-Web.
Wow, shots fired, C-Web, if you're in the stream. Wow, Alex not showing, your broadcast partner sometimes not showing any love. Counted in 1.
What a play.
Stafarian jabbering at the refs as Flint picks up his 3rd.
I'm just saying, how does a man known for coming back blow a 25-point lead to glass?
It is Sim.
Like, you're supposed to do the opposite. You're supposed to come back from a blown 25-point lead. But you blow that instead in Season 8.
I don't know. Listen, I've seen some pretty wonky I've been some pretty big leads blown, so.
Mainly from C-Web coming back, but how do you blow that?
Packer again for the alley-oop. I don't know. I don't have the answer for you.
Plus, he lost all of his aura after switching from Syracuse. And I'm just saying that as a biased, die-hard Syracuse fan, IRL myself.
Gordo, you don't need to pump up his ego anymore. He already has an ego. Trying to pump up Percy's ego. Don't give him any more ammunition.
Hey,
Laylock!
Dude, this game has been just... This is cinematic for a preseason game, I swear.
Woo! Stacy! Huge block.
That's just crimes against humanity over there at that block.
So we see the the Stanford coach there. Flint.
If Boomin is in the chat, can you please, if you ever play Gonzaga, whether it's in March Madness or not, Booming, can you please blow C-Web out by 30+ points? Just a favor if you ever.
Why are you hating on C-Web, man? He's probably one of the nicest guys in the CSBA.
I'm just playing around.
Damn, shots fired. Pew, pew, pew. Rat-a-tat-tat. Shots fired.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of that Mitchell Blockinson guy. I think
now that, you want to talk trash about him, he sucks big time. Anybody that tries to name their guy after Mitchell Robinson has got issues.
He has the highest field goal percentage in his season.
That's because all he does is dunks. And I'm a Knick fan. Maxwell for three, no good.
And cool dunks. Those are cool dunks.
Flint for 2, no good. Packer, though, the monster that he is.
What a rebound.
Timeout.
Mitchell Robinson,
no,
at
timeout.
least he has cool dunks, alley-oops, bro.
72.
I don't think Alonzo Trier has ever done an alley-oop like him.
72-66, 3:26 to go.
And I like, seriously, I was thinking before naming my player after Mitchell Robinson, I was actually thinking of naming him after Lance Thomas.
That's a throwback. 72-66. Tony Brick's been throwing up bricks and throws up another one as Stafarian picks up his 4th. Now, would it be epic to watch Stafarian foul out?
Like I'm telling you right now, the next time I name a player, it'll be the most obscure Knicks player possible with a spin-off on it. But Safarian definitely has one of my favorite names in the entire league for sure.
Yeah, I gotta think of what my next player is gonna be. I've had some different ones in my head that I've gone back and forth with. Cornbread not able to get that one is Stanford has gone cold down the stretch here, and Earl Flint Jr. with the throwdown, and it's a 10-point lead with 2:40 to go. Timeout Stanford.
Yeah, they just fell apart.
Yeah. Player of the game, the Jordan Brand player of the game, no surprise. Peter Packer picked the Packer Peppers, 23, 10 of 14.
Holy crap.
Trigger makes players, we know that. Brotherman with the steal on Cornbread. Hello. And good job getting back. Listen, I like the foul there. That's a good foul. Yeah. He should have named his guy Soul as his first name. Soul Brotherman. Actually, my next player is going to be Funkso, and his last name is going to be Brother.
I was actually thinking of my next player being a part of a Blockinson family tree.
Beasky, have a good night, buddy. Sorry.
All right. He's going to have the wildest attributes about him possible. I'll try him to make the best horrible player of all time my next player after Mitchell.
Hey, I don't give Percy many props, but Rastafarian was a really good one.
Whoa, what a shot!
That was deep.
Yeah, that's a bad possession.
Rastafarian was a genius. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not as good as his half a headset, but still pretty genius. You don't know that joke. Packer missing the rare alley-oop. What was a close game is now a 14-point lead for Houston.
Yeah, I knew it during the first half. Every single time I call what seems to look like a good game, it falls apart. For the past season.
Well, this is what good teams do. Good teams close out. That's what they do.
Yeah. What a block. Is that Packer again?
It's still very good. It's still very good, Percy. I'm not gonna lie. Ross Stafarian. Almost. I probably should have been that excited over All American, but I didn't. It took me 2 seasons to put that one together. So probably just as bad as me learning Sider's first name. Stafarian for 3, no good.
Gordo, if I have one thing to tell you, your butt better not fall apart like that ever again.
No, that's some good. There's a lot of good things. I would say Stanford played good for 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, 3.5 quarters seems right. Just not like half of the quarters, you know. I bet they won't talk about the end of that game for sure. Because this went from like a competitive, like these young guys, these new guys showing out for a preseason game.
Well, I will say this, and this is what I've noticed in this game and why I think it, and this is not a knock on Cornbread Maxwell because he is a big reason why this game was tight. But what ended up happening, it became the Cornbread Maxwell show for a good period of time there, and when he started to go cold, there was nobody else that was either in rhythm or getting the ball, and I honestly think that took those guys out of the offense. And that's not Cornbread's fault. It's just they were running it through him, and at one point he started to get cold, and nobody else was really taking any shots in the offense. So this game was a lot closer than the score for sure.
For sure.
You know, I think we're gonna see either the Ivy guys start to step up and be a little bit more involved. Even Big Maple Bacon, I think, can probably get a little bit more involved than he was in this game. But it's a great showing for their first outing. They stood toe to toe for 3.5 quarters before.
Oh.
Folding like a cheap suit in the fourth. Blunt followed by King.
So now shot clock's off. You should probably just run it out.
Oh, that's exactly what they're going to do. Congratulations to the Cougs. They win this one 85-69, 16-point win. Again, this game probably was probably closer to a single-digit game for sure, the way it was for most of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the score doesn't really tell you how the game went.
Not at all. We'll go through the box scores here in a minute. Day 1 of 7 or 6 days of preseason action. TBD on what Saturday's games times will be. That's still up in the air. I got to figure out the streaming situation there.
Now, let's on to the box scores, team comparison, and all that.
Let's take a look at the team comparison really quickly here. Oops, sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry, I pressed the button by accident.
That's cool. Well,
what stands out for you, Alex?
I knew you were asking that, but Houston had 48 points in the paint compared to Stanford's 28 first off. Points off turnovers, 14. And Stanford having 10 turnovers definitely wasn't too much like that first. You had Houston with 22 assists compared to 14 from Stanford.
I'll tell you for me where this game went awry for Stanford. And Houston did not shoot the ball well from beyond the arc either, 4 of 13. But early in the game, I felt like, and I'm going to go to the first half, they were 50% from the field from in the first half. But when you look at from the 3-point strike, right? So like you're feeling good about that first half, but when you look at the second half, you go 1 of 8 from downtown.
Ooh.
And that 8 attempts. If half of those are even closer to the rim, maybe this one doesn't fall apart. I mean, you only lost the second half by 10. You lost the first half by 5. So that's to me where the game was lost. But
yeah, for sure, they were messing around with the shot clock, to be honest.
Well, yeah, and next phase said they never rely on the 3, and I know that they don't because they are a transition team.
Yeah,
they feast on defense. They get turnovers and missed shots, and they run you off the court. That is how Houston is built. I remember distinctly. Let's go through the box score. Cornbread, solid game in his debut for the Cardinal. 20 points, 4 assists, a block. McMaple Bacon, 9 points, 2 boards, 2 assists, a steal on 2 of 3. Stacey Blaylock, 8-7 assists and 2 blocks, 3 of 6. Archie Ivy, 7 points, a rebound, 3 of 6. Manning Ivy, 7 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, rather. It's very similar shooting for the Twins. Philly Blunt, 6 points, 7 boards, 1 assist on 2 of 5. Ross Stafarian, 5 points, 5 boards, and a block on 2 of 5. Kevin King, 4 and 2 with a steal. Greg O'Donnell, 3 points, 2 assists. Tyler May only had 4 dimes and a steal, did not shoot the ball in this one. Take us through the Cougs.
All right, now Peter Packard, 23 and 17.
Yikes.
10 for 15. Heck of a night from him with a couple of blocks upon that. Earl Flint Jr., 18, 5 and 3 with a couple of blocks himself, 8 for 13. So Brotherman, 11, 1 and 2 with defensive efforts with 2 steals and a block. Perfect from the line, 5 for 5. And Anakin Bryson, 9, 1, 1, 1, 1. 4 for 5, of course. Courtney Harris, my dog, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, steal. Heck of a night distributing. Max Dent, 6 points across the board. Shaquille O'Neal Jr., 5 points, a rebound, a block, a 3, which is not very Shaq-like.
He does. As Zay mentioned it in the stream chat, he reminds me of Khalil O'Neal. I would agree wholeheartedly on that one.
Tony Briggs, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Not to be disrespectful to the man, but shot up a couple of breaks.
He was 0 of 7, 0 of 3 from downtown. He's touting himself as one of the best shooting guards in the CSBA. He definitely has some work to do. I will say that number 46 definitely not doing him justice. I would really love a number change. Not without said. Keep going.
Brand Incognito, another one of my dogs, 2, 1 and 2 out there alongside Brown, my man.
Mr. Wrangler Brown.
2 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, and a block to round things out.
Yeah, this is the hard part about having a very deep team, and Houston is a deep team. There's only one ball to go around. There's only one ball going around, so it looks like the flavor of the month right now is the new freshman there in Earl Flint Jr. We'll see how that plays and see how that affects Wrangler Brown or some of the other guys off the bench. Congratulations to the Cougars in this one, 85-69, a lot closer than the score shows. Stanford in this one for 3.5 quarters. Tomorrow night, Florida State takes on Marquette at 8. We got your main man Mitch in the booth with my main man Alex. So those guys, you and Mitch, I'm going to be doing the streamcast. Mitch is going to do play-by-play. Arkansas, Indiana at 9 p.m. I'll be in the booth for Mort. And then C-Web at 10 o'clock for South Carolina making their debut. here in the CSBA versus Iowa. Let's see what will be in the booth for that. So some good games on the slate tomorrow. Curious to see how some of those results. I would expect a lot of those games probably all going to be a lot closer than what we saw here in a few of them tonight. But never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates, right, Alex?
For sure.
All right, for my main man, Alex, a.k.a. Mitchell Blockinson, I am Wired71, a.k.a. Scott Drake. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate all of the love, the support, the subs, the follows,